joined today by today's groom. Please introduce yourself and any opening statements you'd like to make before we begin.
Chris Poppy, and yeah, not too much to add. Let's get on with it.
Okay, let's get into it. Question number 1. What was your first impression of Carol in 3 words?
Glamorous, overdressed, and, sexy, like hot, for sure. Those combos together, she can expand.
What do you think her first impression was of you in 3 words?
Tall, very tall, handsome.
Back yourself, Chris. Do you have any pet nicknames for each other?
Not really. Sometimes I just call her Possum.
We're just gonna do quick fire. Who's the better driver?
Me.
Who's the funniest?
Oh, me.
Who gets more parking tickets?
Carol.
Who takes longer in the shower?
Pretty even, actually, I'd say. Yeah, neither of us are like crazy long shower people, so yeah.
Who spends more on beauty products?
Carol.
Is it close?
No. Contrary to popular belief, I'd say no, definitely Carol. But she's good because sometimes she buys stuff and then I might use a little bit of it as well, like the old sort of moisturiser, SPF. Yeah, it's good stuff. So.
SPF, all about it.
There's a shelf that I can use and a shelf that I can't.
Who has the last word in an argument?
I'd say Carol, more because I'm probably being unreasonable and then she just says something to bring me back down and I sort of go, oh yeah, okay.
Who's the best at keeping secrets?
I would love to say me, but I recently broke the secret of some other lad's stag by accident and it was just the low point in my life, so I'll say Carol.
Who wears the trousers in the relationship?
Outside, me. Indoors, Carol.
Who would play Carol in a film about her life?
I feel like so many Irish films are just played by Americans with bad Irish accents, so I'd go ScarJo.
And who would play you in a film about your life?
Only because I know Carol is obsessed with him. Who's your man that did the Wild Mountain Time, or, and he thought he was a bumblebee? Jamie Dornan. Yeah, the one from the film about all the sex.
Oh, the 50 Shades of Grey.
That's the one. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great. What is her worst habit?
She just gets things out and then leaves them. Just leaves things around and then is like, why is the place so messy? And I'm like, well, who knows?
And what would Carol say is your worst habit?
Saying I need the loo and then spending an hour in there. Just disappearing when there's things to be done. And then just not coming back.
Are you a boob or a bum person?
Oh, both. Both have their attributes, and me oh my, you've got to appreciate them.
What was your parents' first impression after meeting Carol?
Good, actually, yeah. Not always the case with previous ones, and in fairness, they didn't meet many because I just felt the judgment would be heavy, but no, they were good. The mum is the big one, right? Like the mum and so on, and so my mum thought Carol was wonderful. She loves anyone from that part of the world, so immediately big tick. And then she described Carol as low maintenance, which sounds terrible, but to my parents who are like, rural background, like high maintenance is very much not a compliment. So low maintenance, they were like.
Where's the craziest place you guys have had sex?
I've got a terrible memory, so I'll probably just say her parents' house.
You dog.
That's all I can think of, but there's probably more.
Was it just the once then?
Well,
You've only had sex once.
Born again virgin, really.
When and where was Saoirse conceived?
At our current residence, Mount Victoria, and she was born last July, so October.
There you go.
Yeah. It wasn't hugely ceremonial or anything like that.
It wasn't Valentine's Day or anything.
No.
It was October, Halloween.
Nothing really special. Nothing
Celebrating.
hugely memorable.
Celebrating Halloween. Who changes more nappies?
Yeah, Carol. I'd say me just to wind her up, but definitely Carol. Although I changed the first nappy, which I will always claim to, because it was the worst.
Who said I love you first?
Carol.
Cute.
She slammed the door in my face.
So did she say it by accident?
Nah, she was like, also, I love you, bye, and then like slammed the door. And it was dark, and that was when she lived out in Lyle Bay with Brian and Aisling, and just left me there in the cold.
What did you do?
Stood around for a few minutes, and then like knocked on the door. And I think she just pretended that I wasn't there, or she wasn't hearing me. So.
Where did you guys go on your first date?
What's it called? Cafe Ice on Courtney Place. Just went for a coffee. Yeah.
Do you remember what Carol was wearing?
Probably overdressed. I'm pretty sure at the time it was just actually after her ACL surgery. So she was actually clunking around in crutches and a big moon boot or leg brace. And we had to sort of like maneuver the things. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was the case.
It's a great first date outfit, I think.
Overdressed, like I said.
Overdressed.
I just felt like I had to get her out, using the OT skills.
What do you love most about Carol?
Oh, what do I love most? That's hard. I love lots about Carol. I suppose the most recent one is obviously just having had Saoirse, and I just think she does a really amazing job being Saoirse's mum and doing all that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. And obviously for the wedding. Yeah, I know. I just love that she's so involved and does such a good job, and how much she gives to all of that stuff. So yeah.
What does she love most about you?
I actually thought about this one. So cheesy. What did I think? Healthcare, trust fund, 6'8", green eyes.
I'm looking for a man in finance, the trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes.
We're coming to the tail end of the questions. The two more left. When did you know you wanted to marry Carol?
Once I knew her family wasn't nuts.
So was that immediate?
I had to make sure. I had to do the trip over and everything. It was, these are important things to check.
Amazing. And just how far into the trip?
Well, in fairness, that's sort of the joking answer. If I give a sort of a real answer, I'd say I was chatting with a good friend who just sort of helped put some things in perspective, the whole Irish and New Zealand thing, and how does that work? There's always a question mark, and so I was chatting with them about it, and they sort of really helped put it in perspective of like how that can be such a good thing, actually, as opposed to like some sort of hindrance or barrier. It was like, well, you both love traveling, you can travel between, and that gives you more options and stuff. And I was like, ideal. So it's kind of like I was on that track, but then I had that conversation, and I was just like, actually, yeah, that's true. So, yeah.
Brilliant. So just...
I don't know, it's weird.
Logistics.
Yeah, logistics. God, it's important. I'm such a nerd. But like, I was obviously very much in that sort of frame of mind, and then doing the trip over and meeting all the family, and then things like that. And then it's sort of more on reflection, you look back and go, those moments kind of led to going, yeah, let's do it. And yes.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Final question. What one message do you want to give to Carol at the end of the quiz?
Hopefully you've had a nice end too. Less sort of free willy sort of vibes. And very much looking forward to seeing you at the end of the aisle, I suppose. Can't wait. Let's get into it.
Chris, thank you for your time. All the best.
It's been a pleasure, Rachel, as always.